A little preemptive shoutouts to Team Endgame, Ryan Sano, Jesus Flores, and all the guys. Enjoy the deck profile and me over-explaining absolutely everything.
Go for it. Alright.
I'm a winner.
What did you do today?
I won the Core TCG case tournament for Duelist Nexus.
For what deck?
With, you wouldn't believe it, I made a video about it. It's Unchained. Woo!
Okay. Alright, what's the list?
Alright. So we'll start off with normal summons here for the deck. Unchained have pretty horrible normal summons. So you play a tour guide package, 3 tour guide. I'm not playing gold rares. I'm borrowing these, I swear, and 1 Rhino Warrior. Even this is not even a bad normal summon, to be honest. It's a card that dumps a Fiend monster from the deck to the graveyard, so it ain't half bad. These are pretty good. I decided out, I'll talk about that a little bit later. More starters, 3 Arwa, mandatory, best starter, and three of the red guys. They're all starters. They're all great. You want to pop your traps with them? Thumbs up. This card's insane. This card's really good. Why did they print it as a common? I don't know. I want more bling in my deck, but we can't get everything, can we? This is kind of the interesting part of the deck. Not this. You only play one of this, but your bricks basically are these 3. These are semi-bricks. You can normal summon them, but they do conflict with your opening normal. And drawing this card sucks, but this card is an insane combo piece, so don't wanna worry about it too much. You might notice that I'm not playing Soul of Disaster in this deck. We already play enough bricks, to be honest, and that is a big deal. Is if you play multiple Rikea, multiple Sarama, multiple of these, you start to brick more often. So yes, while your engine might be vulnerable, you might get this banished by a Rise Heart or something like that. You need a minimum. You just need to be playable. This deck is strong for reasons. I'll talk about that a bit later. You're an idiot if you aren't playing literally Rhoda for the deck. It's good. Also, you can set it and pop it. So drawing this in multiples isn't even bad. Trap lineup. I went with 3 Escape, 2 Chamber. Kind of optimizing. This is clean 40, so optimizing the ratio to where I'd only want to be able to draw 1 trap in my opening hand, but you do want to see it. So playing the golden number of 5 in the deck seemed right. There's a couple times where I did miss this, but if you are good with your technical play and resource management, you won't really need to miss the 3rd copy of this, but it is good. You can play 3 if you want to. Non-engine time, that's the engine. It's 22 cards, I believe. Non-engine, 3 pot. It's Pot of Prosperity. I just blew your mind. And hand traps. So Droll and Lockbird's supposed to be a really good card this format. It's also one of the reasons why the deck's really good. Alright, that's not my order yet. But Droll's supposed to be really good this format, but this deck doesn't care about Droll. So, but I decided not to play it. I disrespected all the FDKs basically. And these are just the hand traps I played. I played Ash Imperm. Mostly because your deck is already so efficient at breaking boards that you want to just play 1-for-1s in this stack. These are a bunch of 1-for-1s that just help you break the board a little bit more efficiently and just set up. So that's kind of what I did. We're playing a Thrust package. For 1, Thrust is literally engine for your traps. I play 2. I side the 3rd one. It's engine for traps. If you get hand trapped, you can set a trap from your deck. If not, it adds 1 of these 3. This doesn't pretend this is a funny card. You do not have to play this, but I was expecting a lot of Purely today and Kashtira, so I said
You played this just for me.
Stop. And a Dark Hole because Kashtira. Last 4 cards in the deck. This deck has a lot of extra deck space, so why not play the best board breaker in the entire format? Play Super Polymerization. I'm not playing Droll, so this is how you stop yourself from getting FDK'd a lot of the time, as well as just being really strong against... Damn, that music clock. Alongside being just good against every single rogue deck. Not necessarily good against Purely or Cash, but good against every rogue deck. Peep the Quarter Centuries. Anyways, last 2 cards, based on absolutely no testing and just a bit of theory. I wanted to play a card that was like Book of Moon, but why not play a card like Book of Moon that's just engine sometimes? I play 2 offerings of the DUNE. It has a lot of synergy with your deck. Of course, everything floats when it's destroyed. It going second, you can use it to dodge non-destruction effects. Sometimes Rescue Ace would use one of their traps to destroy and make it so it can't use its graveyard effect. You can use it to dodge that, dodge targeting, dodge effect negation on some of your cards, like this guy. All things said, this card was pretty good today, even as just as an interruption to pop something. So,
shout out to Redhead.
Yeah, shout out Ryan May for giving me my magic cards that destroys one face-up monster with absolutely no problems of the card text. Clean 40, main deck. All right. Extra deck time.
Number 72, number 72.
Oh god, we're getting close to order. It's a real race to finish this before I end. All right, extra deck. I played. You can play a massive extra deck with this with 2 ofs of everything if you wanted to. But this extra deck was perfect today. I didn't miss a single card. Play 2 of this. This card is insane. This card carries. It doesn't even play to droll because on summit it adds from deck. And it also adds from graveyard, so who cares about Droll Walker? You play 2. Sometimes. Oh shit, that's my order. Be right back, guys. My wings. Alright, anyways, continuing the extra deck here. We got Unchained, 1 Rage, 1 Anguish, 1 Abomination, 1 Muckraker, and 1 Unicorn. These are all 1-ofs that you can kind of summon back from graveyard. You can use Chamber to bring these back, so it's not a huge hit if you lose these out of your extra deck. Of course, the one concern is Unicorn, like Kashtira Unicorn, taking these out of your extra deck. But to be honest, like, you can just modify your plays around whatever you've lost. Like if they rip the Anguish to stop you from trying to break their board, then you just go for Unicorn or things like that. So it's simple. We play 4 XYZs. DDD, 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 Zeus. This is your end board. This single-handedly makes your deck good. This is a non-once per turn negate and destroy, for that matter. It's the only reason your deck can go first, or else we're going second and trying to OTK people. This card's really good. The total amount of times I Zeus people today was 0. This card just exists for triple tactics, talents, and cash. If you want to make these as part of your end board, do it. But these barely came up today, but they give your deck flexibility. It's a fucking extra deck. It's what you're trying to play. All right, so you're wondering, I have 4 more slots in my extra deck. What did I play? I played an 11-card extra deck this weekend. Sorry, I have Super Poly in my main deck, so you have to play 4 Super Poly targets, unfortunately. 3 generic ones, and 1 that stops an FTK. I'll take the sauce. All right. My cameraman left. Does he get his wings? We have to cut the deck profile here. Are we back?
I also got food.
Alright, moving on to the side deck. So, I will say that I completely disrespected Labyrinth or back row decks because mostly this deck doesn't really care about back row at all. Everything floats, so your Labyrinth matchup is pretty free. So this side deck doesn't have a lot of those like big sweeping board breakers. We'll start off with some hand traps. Actually, I think I'll start with engine. I'll start off with 1 piece of engine. It's the extra Rakea. Normally, I would side out my tour guides in certain matchups where there would be effect negation. So in a matchup like Purely, to make their beauty worse, I would side out my tour guides and put in their Rakea instead to make my normal summon ratios a little bit better and give myself targeting protection for my cards. So that's why I like the extra Rakea as siding out the tour guides sometimes. But against certain matchups where you just need to get bodies on board, tour guide's pretty good. I sided 3 Crow. It's good against a variety of matchups. God forbid the mirror. The mirror is horrible. Don't ever wish the Unchained mirror on anyone. But it's good against Purely. It stops certain decks you can play it against dragons, Mannadium, Branded. It has some variety. Literally, you can't leave this card out of your deck list, unfortunately. So I put it in the side. It's a hit or miss card. Droll's so good but so bad against a lot of the matchups. If Purely draws a hand that plays around Droll, it doesn't do anything. But if Droll hits, it hits. I decided not to take that risk in the main deck, and instead just play something more, generic. That's what you can do. Except ignore the Herald of the Abyss thing. That's a generic card. Don't worry about it. Okay, at worst it trades with a negate. All right. Anyways, I played 3 Book of Eclipse. Kashtira. I found 1 secret rare in my bulk, so sorry for the mismatch rarities, but it's good against Cash. It's a good set. It's okay against Purely. It's another quick play that can stop the trap. Admittedly, if they resolve the draw a lot of their times, there's like a 50-50 chance they have Ash Blossom for it. So it's not insane, but I wanted something more high impact than just a book. And I'm already playing Offerings to the Dude for that matter. So we play that. And here, folks, are the rest of my thrust targets. Well, the 3rd Super Polymerization. Because you don't want to play 3 of a card that's extremely hit or miss. It's okay. I could have played 3 Super Poly in my main instead of a Herald of the Abyss. Anyways, thrust targets. Duster, Dark Ruler, thrust. You can thrust for, you can't thrust for thrust. But you can also just set 1D barrier if necessary. In games 2 and 3, mostly game 3s, if you win game 1 going first, you want to try and go second against your opponent. That was at least the game plan. But in certain situations where I lose game 1, if they ash me, I can just go set barrier and skip their turn with thrust. That was at least the logic behind it. Not a huge going. I also just like hand traps. I don't like, this deck has an evenly problem, so you don't want to play a lot of set interruptions into decks. So kind of play the 1 barrier and a lot of just like impact hand traps and all that good stuff. Anyways, don't take my deck building. If you're going to take anything away from this, the engine was pretty good. I'll say that. Make whatever you want about the non-engine, but I think playing Soul of Disaster, depending on the format changes, that's how it is. I think at the end of the day, this deck is a meta call. This deck is not, if you want this to win a YCS or do really well in a YCS, it will be off of the back of a meta call rather than, this deck overpowering and becoming the next tier 0. It doesn't lose to Droll, doesn't lose to Imperm. So that's what makes this deck really strong. Anyways, this is Phi, trying to build some credibility, 1 tournament win at a time. Peace.
Congrats on the win.
Thanks.